we're also very shortly going to hear from Tim Edwards, whose daughter Ellie Edwards was shot dead in 2022 by 2 stray bullets outside the Lighthouse pub in Wallasey Village, Wirral. Well, since then, Tim's joined up with Liverpool actor John May to walk from Land's End to John O'Groats, and now there's a film about their journey. I'll be talking to them both shortly. Please, whatever you do, and get yourself a cup of tea. You do not want to miss that conversation. And also, now back in 2022, shortly before midnight on Christmas Eve, Ellie Edwards was shot dead by 2 stray bullets outside the Lighthouse pub in Wallasey Village, Wirral. The 26-year-old was an innocent bystander when Connor Chapman opened fire as he targeted 2 men in the culmination of a gang feud. In an effort to end gun and knife crime, her father Tim Edwards joined Liverpool actor John May in his walk from Land's End to John O'Groats as part of a campaign. Well, they documented their journey and it titled The Two of Us. Just a heads up that this trailer contains sensitive issues. Have a listen.
A 26-year-old woman has died following a shooting on Christmas Eve. Her devastated family are inconsolable and heartbroken.
Dad, it's Ellie. You need to go to the hospital. Someone said she'd been shot. Not my daughter. You can't begin to process exactly what's gone on. You know, you haven't even begun to grieve. You haven't had a chance. You're still thinking she's going to come in. She's going to walk through that door. I was drinking heavily, and it was going to kill me. I just felt it was better for me to not be here. Well, then John May had suddenly appeared into my life.
I was stuck. I'd created a prison for myself, and I thought 1,000 miles should do the trick.
And he mentioned that he was doing this walk, Land's End to John O'Groats.
And he said to me, do you mind if I join you on the walk?
And that's exactly what I did. I just got out of town.
So we come for a couple of days and there was no sign of him going home.
It took my mind away from what had been going on. And it broke that cycle of the drink, depression and that world of hell.
Instead of seeing him as a grieving father, I see him as just Tim.
We were just 2 divvies bumbling along in the countryside.
We were a team.
It was about Ellie. It was about keeping her name alive.
We're going to walk into Liverpool, and we said if anyone wants to join us, they can.
The crowd seemed to just grow.
And I marched into that city with pride. I was proud.
Me and John were together 24 hours a day, so it was always inevitable that was going to crash.
I wanted to kill him. I hated him.
You do your thing, I'll do mine. I'll see you in John O'Groats.
That's the lowest I've ever been.
I was going to end my life there. I could see my girl standing there in front of me. I still see her there now.
Hope is stepping 1 foot in front of the other. Just keep moving forward.
And if you lose that hope, you've given up.
Just keep cracking on.
I'd like to thank him for basically saving my life.
That's The Two of Us. And it's a pleasure. I'm joined now by Tim and John. Morning, gents.
Morning, Kev.
Morning, Kev.
Thanks for coming in today.
Pleasure.
We watched the trailer of that yesterday, and I've just been listening to that there. And when you just walked in there, it's listening to that back there now. What your first thoughts now, Tim?
It's hours to come to this. This was not the intention. There was no way that we could see this is how it was going to end up. But I'm glad it has.
Yeah.
I really am glad it has. Because I think people will see a different side to the last 2 years. You know, it's obviously what happened to Ellie. Everyone knows about and stuff. But it's this is a different angle. I think people will see it differently, and it's being put together so well.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, no, it is amazing, and you mentioned there in the trailer there that, you know, Johnny just appeared in my life. Will you stop appearing in people's lives, John? You get everywhere, don't you?
I can't help it, like Forrest Gump.
But listen, you know, talk us through. So you mentioned there, Tim, that, you know, you said to John, "Can I come along with this?" Well, where did the idea come from first, John? Were you doing this walk yourself anyway? Did it start with you?
Well, yeah, I'd had a barbershop for about 17 years, Kevin. I got to a point where I was like, oh, do you know what? I need a change. So I decided to just have a complete reset. And it's something I've always wanted to do, was walk Land's End to John O'Groats. It was in the back of my mind. So I had a little bit of money in my pocket and I had all this free time. I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I thought, you know, I'll try and raise awareness for gun and knife crime. So yeah, I was setting off in January, and unfortunately when Ellie died, like a day or so later, I got a message off Tim saying it's amazing what you're doing, and I was like, wow, you know, this is, you know, I'm actually making an impact here. I'm actually, you know, so I was quite overwhelmed when Tim messaged me. I thought, oh, wow, this is unreal.
What was your thought process then, Tim? Because obviously we were listening just there in the trailer about, you know, you're drinking to excess, and, you know, you're just trying to block out all of the pain. What made you think, right, okay, this is exactly what I need with John?
You know, when I look back at that, I don't know. I don't know what made me contact John initially, so soon. But I'd known of John long before that, watching him on YouTube and clips like that. And Ellie used to hear me laughing, and she'd be like, "Who are you laughing at?" And I'd be like, "Oh, listen to this fella.
That makes sense then now, doesn't it? Yeah.
And then, as obviously what had happened, I was drinking, and, you know, I was just a battle every day, and it was just so, I don't know, things came along so quick, and I seen John that was doing this walk, and I would do a lot of walking anyway in the last few years, 10 years or so, and I thought it was something I wanted to join in with, you know, and make a noise about what he was doing and stuff, and then initially I was going to go to do the Camino, but then I was...
Camino de Santiago, the Spanish walk,
yeah. And then I saw this as a bit of a training exercise, but it turned into a bit more than that, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm trying to read between the lines here. I love your line. I love your line, Tim, of, you know, we were just two divvies bumbling along, talking about Scousers getting through it.
Two divvies bumbling along the road. Didn't know what we were doing half the time.
Yeah. Well, listen, do us a favor. We're just going to go to travel now. Can you just stay there for a couple of minutes, and we'll have a chat after travel?
Yeah, sure.
It is BBC Radio Merseyside with me, Kev Duala. Now, we've been chatting to Tim Edwards, who's joined us with Liverpool actor John May as well. We're talking about the documentary, The Two of Us, which was made. It's an 800-mile walk that the guys got together to
1,300.
do. Is it? Is it 1,300? I bet it felt like 1,300, didn't it? It was 1,300.
Yeah.
Where have I got 800 from?
Well, he did it twice, because he ended up joining, well, after he joined me. I went back and did the return leg from Worcester to Land's End, because I met John in Worcester, and so yeah, he likes to let you know he's done that extra bit.
Yeah, mate, I've done 1,300 miles. Come on, you know,
17 blisters.
Oh, the pain! Yeah. Oh, the pain! Yeah. Well, listen, you know, on a serious note, going on that journey together, and we've been asking listeners actually, you know, who would they go on that journey with? Because, you know, it's about self-discovery, isn't it? You don't know what, you know, tensions. You don't know what's going to happen. I'm guessing it wasn't all fun and games. Well, to quote you, John, I'll quote you now. Never mind. I'm going to quote you.
You remember what we said?
I wanted to kill him.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate him. Is what you said. Where did that come from?
Okay. So yeah, I mean, Tim joined me in Worcester, and then we walked to Liverpool, and we were joined by nearly 1,000 people, Kev. It was It was a fantastic day. That wasn't it, Tim?
Don't forget that.
And then we have 5 days off, and it's like, right, we better crack on. So then we thought, tell you what, we'll walk towards Newcastle for a laugh. We thought we'd go the long way. So we got to Newcastle, but as we were heading there, it started, I mean, obviously, you know, you were going through what you were going through, and I was going through what I was going through, and we started to maybe grind each other a little bit and rub each other up the wrong way. And we always found out, I mean, look, we're with each other all day, every day.
Yeah.
And then once we got to Scotland, we stayed in B&B, so we'd be walking all day and we'd have a good time. Then we'd go and recharge in the night. But then we were running out of money and resources, and we thought, right, let's get a camper van. Then we were stuck in a camper van together.
Yeah, it was hell.
With Brian, the driver. And then sort of when we got to Dunkeld in Scotland, boom. Yeah, that's when we clashed big time. Which we did, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean, it got, like John said, it was building up and building up. We were sort of walking together, but we were separate. It was getting further and further apart. We're doing our own thing through the day, sort of just getting on with it and having a go at each other over silly things. And then, you know, I think you're a bit too comfortable with someone when you're that close, and you've sometimes overstepped the mark with something you might say and whatever, and it just did come to a head in Dunkeld one night, and I won't repeat what was said, but it was
it's on the passport.
But
did you say, do you want me out, Tim?
Do you want me out? Do you want straight there? What's the documentary, Kev?
He's not far from the truth, really.
Really? No, but we separated then. We separated for about 10 days, so I had a couple of days off because it was, mate, we were walking the country, and you know, obviously Tim was going through what he was going through, and there was a lot of things in play at once, and we needed a break from each other.
Yeah, definitely.
But Tim being Tim, like, I had a couple of days off, so I thought, like, we'd walk on average 15 miles a day. You know, we didn't want to kill ourselves, like, and then, you know, I was catching up to him, and I thought, I walked 17 miles, 18 miles. And I was trying to catch up with him, and then he'd had an extra 2 miles on every day. So he was going even further away from me, you know, but eventually we caught back up, and
I did tell him,
like, I'll show him.
That's exactly what he'd done.
Yeah. But it sort of bit me on the backside, because the one day we was getting fit, I thought I'll keep him at arm's length for a few days and make him work for his apology.
Yeah. So listen, so you mentioned there about the apology. Obviously, you know, you had that breakup, being together and everything. So when was the moment then that you went, oh, come on, let's grow up here, lads?
Yeah.
Who reached out first, or how did that connection happen?
I think that happened, we were heading towards Inverness,
Snowdonia,
and that's Wales, isn't it?
Oh yeah, sorry, Cairngorm Mountains.
Cairngorm. Well, yeah, I ended up doing this mad marathon, and one day I just got up and woke up, and I said to Brian, I said, I'm just doing a marathon. And he was like, what? I said, yeah, I'm just going to go out and do a marathon today. So I went and smashed that in, and then it gets to Aviemore, and John was waiting there for me with a stone that he'd made. He turned into a medal, and he presented me as I walked into the bar, and we were having a bevy, and it broke the ice, and it was like, come on.
The old penguin pebble there, John.
Yeah. Let's say I was the bigger man, Kev. Do you know what I mean?
It sounds right.
I was the parent.
I was so glad, because I couldn't have gone any further the next day. I was in pain. It
sounds right. Well, and listen, I'm glad you both made up.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, the documentary is amazing. You know, the composer Patrick Bennett is there as well, and the director Owen Ward have done an absolutely fantastic job.
Yeah,
amazing. So, you know, the message to people who need to see this documentary. What's the signposting then? Why should we watch it?
Well, as Owen, the director, he's done a fantastic job. He always said, you know, the message is about hope, and it's about stepping one foot in front of the other, you know, no matter what you face. And that's what happened with us on the walk. You know, we you know, obviously we had things going on in our own lives, but every day there was new challenges we had to face, and that was the big value and lesson that walk, was overcoming them challenges. And, you know, it's about mental health. It's about men's mental health. It's about friendship and how you patch each other up. And, you know, there's people out there to help and support each other, and you don't have to suffer alone and talk. And that's what we do. And the documentary is very raw. It really is. We're very transparent. We're very honest.
Vulnerable, I guess, as well.
Very vulnerable in it. And we're men, you know, and, you know, we're grown men.
But we show that in this documentary. And when you watch it, you'll get it, and you'll see how honest it really is.
Yeah.
And the beauty of making this ourselves is that we were in control of our own narrative, so we could present it how we knew it would be.
But you say control of the narrative, but it is raw. We don't hold back. We don't sweeten it. We don't make it, you know.
What you see is what you get.
It's real, yeah.
And it's about the friendship and the support, and hopefully inspires people who are struggling with mental health to talk about it and think, well, I've got problems, I need to express myself and share it with someone, then go and do it, because it'll make a world
normalises it.
You mentioned the word there, Tim, inspire. And you're in, people that will watch this will be inspired. They're already inspired anyway by listening to the journey that you've done. Linda from Heighton, because we've been asking people who would they go on their pilgrimage with, and Linda from Heighton says the person, Kev, that I would choose to go on a walk with or a pilgrimage is my grandson, who is 14. I'm in my early 70s. Wow. We get on really well, and I could share lots of fun and laughter and speak about my life and what his hopes and dreams are for the future.
Lovely.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, go and do it.
Do you know what I mean? So that's, you're inspiring people just for the fact that you've done that, which is amazing.
Do you know what? Even if it's a walk along the coast, just do it.
Yeah,
it makes a whole world of difference, and it's something that you won't forget.
Yeah. Okay. So when's it out? When can people see it? How can people see it?
Well, we have been selected for Raindance Film Festival, which is a massive deal to us. It's the biggest independent film festival in the country, and we entered that. And it's like, wow, we got in. It's like, wow, it's our first rodeo, it's our first job as a production company, so we couldn't ask for more. But we've also been nominated for Best Documentary, which is amazing. Best Cinematography.
Wow.
So we're all, there's Owen there, we're all heading off to London on Monday for our premiere in Piccadilly in London. So it's like, wow,
that's fantastic.
We put all this work in. So yeah, we're gonna have a screen, and then we're hoping, to get a distributor and just see where we can go with it, really. So yeah, the next thing is to see how do we get it out there.
Yeah, and the trailer that I saw yesterday, is that readily available? Can people watch that, or is that just sent to us?
No, absolutely,
that's online.
Because I think we need to send people to that so they can get a flavour of what we're talking about here. So that's on. They can find that on YouTube. Is that right?
It's on YouTube. Right, it's on our website. It's on our socials. Just Google the two of us. And John May, Tim Edwards, Owen Ward, and it'll come up, It's on all my socials.
Gents, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for
pleasure.
And next time you go on a really, really long walk like that, don't invite me.
Well, as it happens.
Listen, absolute pleasure and inspirational, both of you. You really are. And a really, really fantastic message for anybody out there that could be struggling, could be lost, might need some help, might need to reach out to somebody, find that person that you feel comfortable with and just get out there and walk.
There's always someone there to help you. Just reach out, honestly. Reach out to any of us. We'll always help you where we can. That's just the way it is, and that's the way, you should feel confident that you can do it.
Stay away from Dunkeld.
Now listen, shake hands and make up, you two.
Oh, we're all right.
Can't stop hugging each other, we hate each other anymore.
With walking sticks.
Brilliant, gents. Thanks for coming in.
Kevin Duala at breakfast. BBC Radio Merseyside.
Absolutely inspirational gents there. There really is. Yes. Yeah, okay. I just want to get that on air, John. You just invited me to the screening. Was that right? Yeah, sorry. Just getting that on air. Thanks to John and thanks to Tim. Incredible gents they are. They really are. Right, now on to my next guest. Like all last week, we hosted our breakfast show live from Southport. Highlight.